welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. On today's video, I would like to share some helpful tips for having a great military move. Prior to moving to Rota, Spain, I worked for a TSP, or a transportation service provider, basically a company that manages military moves. Basically like a third-party company that, like I said, manages military moves. I worked there for 4 years, so I feel like I have a pretty good wealth of knowledge on how military moves go. I feel like it has definitely helped me in my personal life. This is my first, or moving here is the first military move that I've ever experienced. But I feel like I was definitely a lot more calm, cool, and collected than I would have been if I had not had my previous job. So I'm gonna just be looking down really quickly and here and there, just to kind of keep myself on track and remember all of the tips that I have. The first one I want to talk about is just having realistic expectations. If you've never had a move before, just know that things may happen that are out of your control. Things may happen that you don't particularly like, but just have it in your mind, or have the intention to have the best move possible. And don't be, if you've had a previous move, maybe don't think about how that move went. Think of each move as its own move. I think that a lot of times things that I would hear service members kind of not be happy about was, well, my last move went like this, and now this move, maybe, something is happening that you don't like, or maybe that you didn't expect. But I feel like treat each move as a new move. It's its own new experience. You're potentially going to be dealing with a new TSP. You're going to be dealing with a new crew that's packing you and moving you. So just treat each move as its own new move. My second tip would be to declutter as soon as possible. I was living in just a 2-bedroom apartment prior to moving here, so I was thinking, this isn't a huge space. I should be able to, declutter or throw things away pretty quickly. And I waited till the week of my move. I didn't start until like that Monday, and I was packing out on a Friday. So once I started going through things, I realized that I had a lot more to get rid of than I had thought. So, I was kind of in a rush that last week to just, not only get my apartment cleaned, but also to be throwing things out that I needed to throw away, or getting rid of things that I couldn't actually bring with me. So I would say declutter as soon as, maybe a month, if not more, prior, depending on how large of a space that you have. Start that process as soon as possible, just so it can be done, and you can know that, you don't have to wait till the last minute like I did to get everything cleaned out of your home or your apartment. I would say the next thing is don't pack anything. I know that may seem kind of obvious, but I have heard of service members packing up everything, thinking that they didn't want the pack crew to do it, because they wanted to do it a certain way. But the crew will have to unpack all of those items and repack them, because they have to take an inventory of your household good items. So I would say don't pack anything. The crew will bring all of the packing materials, the boxes and paper and things like that that's needed. So just don't pack anything. Another tip I would say, and I feel like it is something that I will continue to do, is buy storage bins for, let's say, if you have like pictures or family mementos that you want to, keep from potentially getting, harmed or damaged during your move. I would say go ahead and, buy however many you need. I don't, obviously know how much you would want to potentially protect. But I think I had about like 5 or 6 storage bins of, full of different things. But I had like my daughter's pictures in them, or my family pictures, some of the items that I wanted to keep for her as like keepsakes. I had a bin for like some of my husband's uniforms. And then I had some for me for like hair products, which I would definitely, recommend. I didn't have an issue with that. I had, just like shampoos, conditioners. I would say anything, especially if you're going to be moving to a different country, definitely consider, getting a storage bin and filling it up with any, hair items that you might want. If you are someone that gets your hair braided, get, a couple of packs of hair here and there, or, whatever, however you style your hair. I would definitely recommend doing that. And I also, something else just to know, I did bring all of my like spices and seasonings. I got a storage bin for those things that I wanted to keep, and brought them with me, because some of the items that I wanted in particular, like something that I use not all the time, but like Jamaican curry seasoning, that's not something that I have found here. I mean, maybe if I had gone around or tried to go to like a Caribbean store or a market or something, maybe I would have found those things, but I haven't found them. So my parents sent me some. But things like that, if there are particular spices or ingredients that you really, really love, I would definitely recommend, especially if you're doing an international move, to consider doing that. Let's see. So during your process, so prior to actually doing your packing, you should be doing what is called a pre-move survey. So in your survey, mine, they did a virtual one, just because of everything that's going on. They didn't have a surveyor actually come out to my residence. We just did one virtually. So I basically just went around and showed her all of the items that are in my house or were in my apartment. And I would say, just make sure that you're like super, super thorough with that, especially if you have items that would potentially need to be like crated, or items that are like larger, that are like keepsakes. I would say, make sure that they're like really paying attention, and really, if there are items that you feel like you really want to be protected, let them know, and like really show them, those items, and like go through your closets and be really, really thorough with that, so that they will be able to note it, so that if there are items that need to be put in like specialized built crates, for instance, they had to do one for like a glass tabletop for us, make sure that you're, showing them everything. And she did ask me to like, make sure that she got everything, but, I could definitely see how, because it was done virtually, that things could get missed. So, just make sure that you are, making sure that they are noting everything that would potentially need to be crated for you. And then I think that might be it for right now. Yeah, I think that's everything. I think that's everything that I want to share. That would be, everything to be thinking about pre your pack date. So just, if you are going to be packing soon or packing in the next year or so, just kind of prepare, make a plan. Don't wait to the last minute to do anything. Be prepared, because I feel like that is the best way to ensure that you have a really great move. And make sure that during the beginning processes that you are really communicating with the company that you're working with, whomever that might end up being. Make sure that you're letting them know what your expectations are, what you are, maybe having some anxiety about. I feel like communication with everything is always key. And if you're not letting the people that are working for you, if you're not letting them know what you're looking for, they won't know. So those are a few tips that I had. If you, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you have any like particular questions or comments that you want to leave for me, I would be more than happy to answer any specific questions that you might be having. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.